Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday and welcome to Coffee and a Card. So I am Holly with Handcrafted Blessings and we are in for a fun time this afternoon. So we're going to take a look at some happy mail and then we're going to make a card together and I'm going to show you some new things that are coming out. So that I've got going on right now. So we're going to get all of this set up. So welcome to those of you who are coming in. We will do our regular happy mail, which is what I call it when y'all send cards to me because I love to show off your creativity. And then I've got a couple of new kits and offerings, if you will, to show you for this month. So let's start off with some happy mail. So the first one is from Pat DeBoer, and it says, "You're the best part of my day." Right there with the coffee. A lot of people would say coffee is the best part of their day. And that polka dot ribbon, that is just so pretty. So. And then I've got one from Jenny Day in Montana. And it says, "Faith, Hope, and Love," using the thoughtful journey paper. So beautiful card. Welcome to those of you guys who are coming in. And those are the only two cards I have to show you for Happy Mail today. So it went quick and easy. I'm going to set those over here. Okay. And then I am going to put my camera down because I have stuff to show y'all. So as you know, on June 3rd, we started, let me try this again, y'all. On July 3rd, not June, July 3rd, Stampin' Up! Came out with some new online exclusive product. So some of that, for example, is like the cream satin ribbon or the frayed gross grain ribbon. You've got these cherry cobbler and pearl berries, so little adhesives. There's the ribboned dots. There's all sorts of things, and then there's some beautiful papers as well that have come out. So what you might have missed is that Karen and I are doing product shares for online exclusives. So I wanted to take a second because these product shares are different than what we do for the regular catalogs. So in the regular catalogs, you can normally choose your product shares. You can do paper shares, you could do ribbon, you could do embellishments, in those separate buckets. For the online exclusives, we've actually put it all into one bucket. So there are 4 new papers, 3 ribbons, and 2 embellishments, and you will get a quarter pack of everything. So for example, you'll get a quarter of a roll of ribbon. You'll get a quarter of a pack of the cherry cobbler and pearl berries. There's another set of ribbon, and then there are 4 papers, and we'll cut those to 6 by 6 and give you a quarter of a pack. So but it all comes in one package for the online exclusives product shares. So I started packaging those, as you can see. I've been cutting and labeling all the embellishments and the ribbons, and then I'll be cutting paper later today so that I can get those product shares out in the mail this week. So if you haven't ordered, the link is up above in the video. And then the other question that I saw some of you guys having was, what's the difference between the 6 by 6 share and the 6 by 6 with cardstock shares? Okay, so I'm going to show you. Here are the 2 types of paper shares that we are currently offering. Now, you can get the online exclusive product share, or you can still get the annual catalog ones. We do have those available still as well. So this is an example of the 6 by 6. It comes with a variety of papers, every pattern that's in the paper pack. I label it with all the coordinating colors for you so that you'll know what it's called, the item number, and all the colors. If you order it with cardstock, you still see the 6 by 6 paper, but then what we've done is we've added cardstock bases. So for example, if there were, let's say there's 6 sheets in here of DSP, you're going to get 6 sheets of cardstock. So it's just a match. We do, let's see, there we go. There's the comments. They weren't showing up. So we just do kind of a 1-for-1. 6 sheets of DSP, 6 sheets of cardstock, or whatever the right number is. So that's the difference. And then one other thing before we jump into our project for today. If you are on my newsletter list, you saw the email this morning. It's time for the Christmas card kits of the month. So these are called Ready, Set, Create, and they are designed to help you stock up on your Christmas cards before December hits. So what they have is you have 2 different designs you can pick from. You can get one or you can get both. In one kit, you would receive the supplies for 10 cards. Plus, you'll get an 11th one that's completed for you to copy. So this is one of the designs with the silver foil greenery here. And then there'll be vellum greenery in the background. And then this fun fold here looks like that. So everything you need, from the die cuts to the ribbon to the DSP, all of these die cuts, everything is included for you, plus a pack of embellishments to finish your cards. So the link for those is also up above because it's Christmas in July, and so I have launched my Ready, Set, Create Christmas cards for the month. So let me know if you've got any questions, but you can always click the link. Oh goodness, I'm dropping dies. You can always click the link and get all the details as well. Okay, so today I'm going to use the Charming Duck Pond set. I think this set is just adorable, and I particularly love this die right here, which we're going to use today. But there's a variety of dies. You can cut out, you know, the ducks, the frogs, the lily pads, the, what are these called? Cattails, I think, here. So lots of different things that you can cut out. Either cut out the stamped image, or like this one is a detailed duck in and of itself. So, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and steal this die right here. So we're going to use that. So let me grab my sample. And we're going to make this card right here. So happy birthday and have a lovely day. So let's start with our card base right here. And our card base is 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. So, got my card base scored. Okay. Oh, and then you know what? As long as I have my trimmer, let me go ahead and cut this one too. We also need a piece, this is Granny Apple Green, and I need a piece of Granny Apple Green that is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to do 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. So we've got our 2 Granny Apple Green pieces. Okay. So then I'm going to take my cutting machine and grab my plates. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my base on here, and on the front panel I am going to die cut this in the middle. So I'm going to roughly center that. That'll work. We'll stick our plate on here, make sure that die doesn't move. And then I'm only going to crank it through until the die has cleared the rollers. And then I'm going to go back. What I don't want to do, which can happen sometimes, I don't want to create a crease right here on my card base. So I'm just going to go back through so that we don't put that much pressure at the end. Okay. So I'll take this green that's stuck on here. So we'll pick up our die here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carefully wiggle this out so I don't rip any of my pieces. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to bring it up close here so you can kind of see there's some kind of embossed texture in there. It's a beautiful die cut. All right, now I'm actually going to use this piece right here as kind of my, instead of using grid paper, we're just going to use this scrap that just got cut out. So I'm going to use my Granny Apple Green ink, and I've got the, kind of the, I guess the stalks, if you will, of the cattails. The reeds, maybe they're called, I don't really know what they're called. Okay, I'm going to start right here. And I am going to stamp this through here. Just kind of randomly putting some across the bottom here. I think that'll work. And then I can get rid of this now. I just wanted to use that because, as you can see here, I didn't want to stamp on my desk. So you might want something to protect your surface. And now I'm going to use the words happy birthday. And I'm going to stamp that right up here at the top. Now, if you happen to mess up your stamping when you're doing a design like this, what I could do, a couple of options here just in case this happens to you. You don't need to throw away your card base. So this, for example, is one of the scraps that I cut in order to create this 4x5 I end up with this scrap. Well, as you can see, it would fit right over the happy birthday. So I could stamp my sentiment here, maybe cut some flag and, you know, cut it. Let me just show you what I mean. Cut down the middle like this. So you could cut, you know, two ends like this, and you could put the sentiment like that to cover up, you know, if you've made a mistake. So definitely don't need to throw away your card base if you mess up your stamping when you're stamping straight on the base. You can always do something like this, or even bring in like a white tag if you don't want it to be monochromatic. Okay, so I just wanted to say that really quick. And then I'm going to set this over here. And I am going, actually I need that, sorry. So what I'm going to do, I have my piece of 6x6 designer series paper. The back looks like that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put my ducks, I'm going to put my ducks in a row. I'm going to put my ducks where I want them to be. So I'm going to put them right about here. And then I'm going to grab a pencil. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come underneath each section, and I'm just going to write with a pencil mark. You're not going to see it right here in this very second, but you will in just a moment. And I'm just kind of marking where it's safe for me to cut. Okay. So what I've done, there are now 4 pencil marks here. Okay. So now I'm going to take my trimmer, because I want those ducks to be nice and centered in the circle on the front of the card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right around those pencil marks. We're going to end up with 4 pieces that we cut off. You can save these scraps. There's lots of ways you could use them. In fact, I'm going to use one of those scraps. So we've got our little piece here. Now what I noticed as I was making my sample, I really like this piece right here. Now this one happens to have a tiny bit of pencil, so we're just gonna erase that just a little bit. There we go. I really like this. I like the way it has the cattails and the lily pond, or the lily pads. So I am going to take that and I'm going to adhere it on my card insert. Where's my tape? Because I just didn't want to waste this strip because it's so cute and it ties in really well with the front of the card. So I'm going to stick that right here. Just like that. Okay. Now my card insert measures 3 3/4 by 5. You could always make it slightly bigger if you wanted to have a little more height to your DSP, but so there we go. These other 3 scraps I can just save because when we turn them over, they're really cute, and there's a lot of things we could do with either side of this. All right, so we're going to turn over the front of our card, and I'm just going to add some adhesive around the circle, almost as if we were making like a shaker card. And then once again, we will put our ducks in a row. Oh, and I am shedding a hair. Let's not tape my hair down into the card. Okay. That'll work. So now I have the designer series paper taped inside. Now, when I open the card, I'm not super keen on this. I don't really want that to be the inside of my card. So you remember at the beginning, we cut a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 granny apple green. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this panel right here. If you wanted more space to write, you could also do white here. That would be another good option. We'll take our granny apple green ink and my stamp, and I'm just gonna stamp "Have a lovely day" here on the inside. Okay, and now we can adhere this to the inside of the card, just like so. We'll close this and use our bone folder. And then I am going to take some linen thread. And what I want to do is I'm going to make, this is so thin, and I want a more hefty bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a triple bow. So first I'm going to go for about the length that I think I need in order to tie a bow. Probably about this long. I'm not the greatest at tying bows, so sometimes it takes me a little extra string. Let's just pull a bunch off of here. So I'm going to fold it over. So now I have a double strand. Just hold that all together. Now I have a double strand, and I'm just going to fold it over one more time. And we'll cut that. Bring it back over here. And we'll cut that off. So now what I have in my fingers are 3 strands of the same length of linen thread. Okay? Let's move this so we don't get tangled. So what I'm going to do, straighten it a little bit here. Just going to go around one of my fingers. We're going to hold these 3 together, and we are going to create one bow with 3 strings. It's really fun when you do this when you're mixing and matching colors. But for today, we're just going to use the one type. So now I'm just going to kind of finagle it with my fingers until I get it to be the size that I want, keeping my bows all together here, hopefully. Hopefully we can do this. I think we can. It's like, what is that? Thomas the train engine? I think I can. Okay. So we have a triple bow. So it's a lot thicker, you know, than just a single bow made out of the linen thread. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this, and then we'll get it trimmed up. So I'm going to roll the glue dot with my finger. Kind of make a little glue dot burrito. And we'll stick that right behind the knot. so I can add this to my card front. Okay. And now that I know where the placement's going to be, it becomes a lot easier for me to come back here and trim off the edges, just like that. And so here we have a Charming Duck Pond. Was it Charming Duck Pond? Yeah. Charming Duck Pond birthday card. Happy birthday. Have a lovely day. So a super fun and cute way to use this die cut as really the feature of the card. So, whoops, I just bumped my camera. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this coffee and a card. It was just really fun to make, and you can always get the supplies and measurements over on my blog if you missed any of the measurements as I was doing the video today. And then don't forget to check out the Christmas card kits of the month, as well as the product shares. Lots going on here for this July. So thanks again for tuning in, and don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.